I don't think I could have timed that better if I tried. What do you think? Did that get you pumped just a little bit? Did that get you feeling pretty good? Oh, raise my vibration. Whew, I feel on top of the world. I do, I do. It's a pretty awesome day. I'm excited about our call, excited to see everybody here. It is Saturday, the 6th of December. Oh my goodness. Now, let me see. Christmas is on a Thursday in 3 weeks. Less than 3 weeks, 19 days till Christmas. Ooh, favorite time of the year for me. I love Christmas. I do. I love it. It's my absolutely, other than birthdays and Easter and every other holiday, Christmas is absolutely my favorite. I love Christmas. I love the spirit of Christmas. I love the family get-togethers. I love everything. I love the good feeling. I love the Christmas lights. We were driving just the other day, and it was on Thursday night. The girls, actually our oldest granddaughter had a band concert. That was lots of fun. Grades 5, 6, 7, and 8. So it was interesting. It really was, and quite awesome. It was awesome. But going there, I'm coming home, it was dark. And so all the lights were on people's houses, and people have got all the lights up on their houses. They're starting to come up everywhere, and they're so pretty. And, you know, coming out to the highway, there's a bunch of houses that you can see the backs of the houses, and we were commenting how lovely it is that those people decorate the back of their houses. I love Christmas lights. I love the feeling and sense of Christmas and the meaning of Christmas. It's just time for gratitude and love and happy times. Well, happy times are what we're all about at Get Live Training. We like to meet you guys. My name is Janet Legere, along with my partner, Don Legere. We connect with you guys every Saturday where we share some of the strategies we've used over the last 15 plus years to help you learn how to build your list and make money online. And, you know, funny enough, today our topic actually is how to build a list in 3 easy steps. And I'm really excited to find out and interact with all of you and discover where you are in all of this, because this is my passion, really teaching you how to do this and master this so that you can build a really good business. And we're really excited about the activity we're seeing. And I love turning people on to using simple strategies to really make money. It is possible, okay? It really and truly is. There's some magic buttons you need to push, pardon me. But the truth of the matter is anyone really can do this. If you made it into this room, and some of you who've been here for quite a while, you can let me know if you agree with me or not. If you made it into this room, then you have enough skills. You have all the skills you need to make this work. Who agrees with me? If you made it into this room, if you were able to go to the website, if you're able to read an email, go to a website, click the link, pardon me, and log into the room, you have all the skills you need to make this work. Now, the only skill you need to master is focus and not allowing yourself to be distracted. Our calls here each week are very generic. I just want to remind you that we do ask you not to share your personal or business information on the chat. However, I like an open call. I never turn my chat off because I feel that when you engage, it makes me feel like you're actually here. I feel like we're actually engaged with each other. We're communicating and we're to help you learn. And I want to learn from you because I know that we all have a lot to share. Yes? So we're going to start our call with a little bit about who Don and I are, why you want to listen to us. We do have something to say. And then we're going to get into my favorite part of the call, where Don is going to inspire you on life and living. And then we'll get into our training part, where I'm going to teach you 3 simple steps to get that list building and how you can really do this. And I'm going to encourage all of you to let go of your limiting beliefs and decide that, yeah, you know what, I'm finally going to pay attention and make this happen. So who the heck are Don and Janet Legere? Well, we are normal people just like you. We really and truly are. We met online back in 1999, and we've been having fun ever since. I got to say, that's probably the biggest and most truest statement that I can say, is that since the day we met, in October of 1999. We've been having fun. And we started having fun on the internet in we met in 1998. My goodness, Janet, wake up a little bit. And we started our business online in 1999, 15 years ago. We both come from a corporate background. Don was in banking and finance management and employee benefits, and I was an accountant. I was a controller for several mid-sized companies here in Calgary, worked for CA firms. I've done it from a business standpoint and from working for someone else's standpoint. So yeah, and many of you who've known me for a long time might find the idea that I'm an accountant to be odd. But I am. It is a part of me and very natural, and it's what I did for many years, and then decided I was done with that. More so, it was that I was done with the corporate world. Don and I were both done working for somebody else, done being told what, and so we found ourselves with the opportunity to do something new, and we decided to do this. We came online, and I will admit that we found success within 6 months. All because right from the get-go, I was actually connecting with people and building a list. I didn't even realize that's what I was doing, but it was. And so the first opportunity that we were in, we actually made money with it, and it was very successful, and it by the wayside. So we had many lessons out of that one. Number one, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Number two, there were many lessons in there, trust me. But one of the biggest lessons was that regardless of what's going on in your business, whether your business is highly successful, highly profitable or not, you need to be consistently building your list, which I did. And because of that list, we were able to move forward and continue to grow without, well, I won't say without great loss. There was great loss because, I mean, one day we had income, the next day it was gone. And so it does take a while to build that up again. And so we've experienced a few occasions, as is prone to happen here on the internet, but the beauty of it is, at the flick of a switch, we can turn things back on again. And I'm looking forward to turning you guys onto that. In 2003, I wrote my first ebook, and we started our very own affiliate program to promote that ebook. Our members could brand the ebook so it had their links and their name and their information in it. It was one of the first of its kind. Nowadays, with the contact list builder, we have a downline builder that makes it all simple and automated, and I don't have to manually build reports and ebooks. But back then, that's how we did it, and it was very successful because people learned how to give away an ebook that had all of their links in it in order to build their list. That was in 2003. That's 11 years ago, almost 12 years ago. Do you really understand the concept here? Had I not been building my list all these years, we wouldn't still be here, I don't think, because just building a business isn't going to make it here. You need to be focused on having that list, building relationships with those people, and I've built a lot of relationships over the years. I look around the room here, and I see John Papa, who I've known for years, Anderson, who I've known for years. We've worked together on many successful projects. Bob Olson, I know your names. I know you guys, most of you. I know what you look like. Bob Veline, Eileen Harvey, Joe Skews, John Lundy, Ken Chernosky. Now Martin Eno, someone new, pardon me, is someone new. So Martin, I'm looking forward to getting to know you and have you become a familiar name here. So I hope you enjoy today's call. And then we've got Maurice and Philly. New Mark, I think, is Bob, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. It's either Bob or Brian. I can't remember. Jenny, great to see you. Fern, great to see you. Peter, I'm not sure if I know you or not because your last name is not here. So I'm not sure if you're one of my clan, shall we say, because that's how I look at it. I look at you. You are all part of my family because I've known you for long enough that you are very familiar to me. Peter, so I'm not sure, Peter, who you are. Bob, I thought so, Bob. Thank you. Great that you could make it here. So Bob, the next time you log in, instead of logging in with your username, log in with your name. Just put Bob Bippas, and then everybody gets to know you. And then, of course, we've got Rick and Ruth and Steve and Thomas and Vincent and Wayne, all familiar. So if we look through the whole room, there's maybe 2 people here who are new, and isn't that exciting? I know you guys. You are familiar to me. And I hope that you're taking what you learn here and applying it to your business and your life. And speaking of applying things to life, I see I forgot to change my slide there. I'll have to make sure I edit it for my next call. I lost my train of thought. That's okay. That happens a lot in my head. But there's something that stays consistent in my head, and that's this funny guy you see here, this handsome guy sitting there on the stump. Man, I got to tell you, he brings a lot of joy to my life and gives me reason to smile and feel good. He challenges me and encourages me and inspires me. And on Saturdays, he gets to have 10 or 15 minutes all to himself with undivided attention. He gets to word it edgewise, and I get to sit back and really absorb what's inside this wonderful man I call my husband. So without further iteration, Mr. Don Legere, take it away, my love.
Oh, thank you, Jan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on this wonderful Saturday morning here in Calgary. It could be afternoon where you are or evening. I just hope your day is fantastic. I don't think I'm going to be 15 minutes today, but I was kind of just going over Facebook this morning, and I caught this quote that Jan shared from a friend of hers, Stacy Shapiro. And I'm just going to read it just as it is. Life is like a camera. Focus on what's important. Capture the good times. Develop from the negatives. And if things don't work out, take another shot. Now, I know most of us in this room know what a negative is. Today it's digital. Well, I'm going to delete that one. It's not a good enough picture. So really that is quite the statement about what life is, isn't it? It's all about the focus. And, if you lose your focus over time, or like Jan had talked about, sometimes the income just disappears and you got to figure it out. It's like a puzzle. And you've got to rebuild. And you've got to refocus. You take another shot. And then over time, you can measure, am I getting toward that picture that I'm developing for myself? Or am I moving away from it? So, it's a pretty important concept, really. Because, you can have your goal and you can have your method of getting your goal, but over time there's this thing called change. And you've always got to be massaging the way you go about doing things, massaging the way you think about things, so that you can eliminate those negative aspects in yourself, not in others, but in yourself, and so that you can move on more clearly, more excitedly toward your goal. Because I know that over time, when you do the same thing over and over and over again, and you're earning some good income, you get excited, so you keep doing those things over and over again, but you quit paying attention to what's happening around you, and all of a sudden, whoa, I've got to refocus. I've got to figure it out again. I've got to approach it in a different way. So keep that in mind. Never get discouraged if things start falling a little bit apart around you. Just refocus and know that it's as simple as following a plan. Write down what it is you want. Break it down into those little tiny pieces that you know that you can attain. Take those little pictures of the now that you're actually accomplishing and doing something. Like in my case, curating. In your case, working with Facebook. In my case, working with Facebook. Jan's probably surprised that I got this quote off Facebook, because I'm a notoriously, it's something I just could not embrace. But I am now for my business, and it is a lot more fun than the way I've been doing it. So it's me approaching it in a different way. And when you approach things in a different way, you start getting inspirations of other possibilities. What else can I be doing along this same path to improve my subscribers, to improve the return on the investment that I'm putting in? So it's just a matter of stepping back. It's a matter of retrospection. It's a matter of saying, you know, I don't like that picture anymore. It's just not working for me anymore. I'm not excited anymore. I'm dragging my butt around the house. So, you know, you've got to get re-excited. You've got to get re-engaged. You've got to have a goal big enough so that you want to get out there and get it. So refocus. Take a shot. Get to work. And if things aren't working out, take another shot. Refocus. But it's there. The answer is there. And it's within each and every one of us. I firmly believe that if we want something bad enough, that we're going to get it. And you measure that you're getting it by how excited you're approaching your project each and every day. You're not going to get excited, or you're not going to get the goal if you're sitting down and going, well, yeah, you know, I think I'm going to, yeah, maybe I'll put some posts up today, we'll see. I'm going to go through my email. And you're getting nothing excited about your work. You're getting nothing, there's nothing that drives you. So get excited again about your work. Get excited about the number of people who are reading your posts. Get excited about the number of people who are sharing your posts. And get out there and share them too. It's okay for you to share your own posts with everybody and start asking people about your posts. They're on Facebook. They're there to help you. So go ahead and do that. And the more you interact with your social groups, the more they're going to read your information. The more they're either going to say, hey, this is something I can use, or it's something I can't use. You know, in another way, you know, you could start just curating your passion on your blog and have your primary business in the advertised sections of your blog. That way you're excited every day to get up there and get in there and start pumping away the articles and start sharing them and start a conversation about what's going on. You know, Facebook's got some pretty incredible tools now, and one is their Newswire service. And it really, you know, if your passion is current events, man, this will keep you on top of what's going on. Whether it's a riot in Ferguson, or whether it's a volcano in the Hawaiian Islands, or whether it's an earthquake in Japan. People are on Facebook and they're talking about it. So Facebook Newswire might be something for you, might not be. But these are some of the new technologies that are out there that will be helping us do our job better. So like the camera, like the shot, refocus on those things that are important for you and take the picture. Start following your passion and start making money. So I guess that was a little bit longer than 5 minutes, but you know, that's an excellent quote. And it totally took me away from what I wanted to talk about this morning, but that's fine. This totally took over my mind as soon as I read it, so I thought I'd share it with everyone. And the other thing I'd like to share with everyone is the fact that I know you can all achieve incredible results this week. And I know you can all achieve more than you thought or could even hope. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all the very best luck this week. And may that business come rolling in for you. And have a great holiday if you don't see us before Christmas. So Jan, I'll give the room back to you.
Seriously, guys, if you don't like the picture you see, the picture you're looking at, take a different snapshot. Is my sound coming through? Because I'm not seeing any bars, which happens. Yeah, okay, thank you. I know sometimes when I come on after dawn, the bars disappear for some reason. But great talk, wasn't it? Like I said, my favorite part of a Saturday call. I'm going to ask you, Dawn. Hopefully you can hear me out there. I would love another coffee, please. Thank you, please, please. I'd love a coffee. Well, now we get to my favorite part. What you guys all came here for, right? Learning how to build a list in 3 easy steps. Big question of the day. Big question of the day. Big question of the day. Are you building a list? Do you have an autoresponder that you are populating with subscribers? It's a quick yes or no. Do you own an autoresponder? Are you populating it with subscribers? Where are you on that time frame? Are you building a list? Oh, I love that. Now, when I started doing these training calls, Don and I have been doing these Saturday calls for probably 7, 8 years. Ask that question, most of the people know. All right? So look around the room. Everyone here is saying yes. Now, for some of you, your list is very small. You're just starting. And for some of you, your lists are getting bigger. We're going to talk today about the simple steps to build a list, because I think it's important you understand it, that there's no magic to this, okay? I talk about it. I do training on it a lot because I think it's really important that everyone understand how simple this really is, that it doesn't take magic. Thank you, JJ. Oh, I have a new cup. Look at that. My fairy went away, and now I got my kitties. Can you smell? Won't it be nice when we can actually share smells, maybe? Let that cool for a minute before I take a sip, otherwise I'll burn my mouth. So we're going to talk a little bit about what you need. I'm going to go over very simple strategies about setting up your campaign so that you can make sure that your campaign is set up correctly. This is important. We're going to talk about generating leads, how you get subscribers. There's no magic to that. And then how to follow up. It's in the follow-up that some of you are struggling, yes? You don't have any problem getting subscribers, but they're not taking action. How many of that place? I think next week that's what our call will be. It's how to make contact. I think you guys are making this harder than you think. But how many of you are there? You've got subscribers, but you're not making contact. Right? It's just not happening. They're not following you through. They're not taking action. They subscribe and they don't do anything. They never do anything. They don't answer when you respond to them. You do everything you can to connect with them, and it's just not happening. They're not responding. They're not following you. They're not doing anything. Anybody else? We have 3 of you here that are in that situation, and it's a common situation. Okay, I see it all the time in our group. Philly, thank you. And it's hopefully today I can give you some strategies to help you with that. I mean, I don't know how to tell you this. You just got to get more subscribers, okay? You got to add more value to your list, got to keep adding to your lists, and you just need more of them. You just keep doing it. People will respond when they're ready. There are people on my list that have been on my list for years before they responded to anything I do. How many of you are here? How many of you have been a subscriber on my list, but you were a subscriber for a very long time before you actually took any action on anything I did? John's been on my list, I think, since forever. Okay, so look at around the room. Okay, so there's a lot of people here who've been on my list, who've watched me, who've checked things out, and then said, okay, I'm ready to take action. All right, took Philly 6 months. For some of these people, Philly, it was years. Okay, so you need to understand that. I think this is the first time, Chad, that you and I have worked together, yes? And it's the first time, right? So this is, you've got to really think about this and not become discouraged. Because what happens is that, like Dawn said, You start out you're really excited every day, and you approach your business from an excited standpoint, and then things don't happen. So you stop doing it because things didn't happen. But you know what? Here's the secret to being successful on the internet is doing it every day regardless. Doing it and expecting results, even though you don't get them. Putting yourself out there and in the aspect of expecting results, and when you don't get results, say, cool, that nobody was ready today. I'm going to keep going out there. I'm going to get results. I'm going to get results. So let's go in and talk about the mechanics, okay? So everything we're going to be talking about here right now for the next few minutes is mechanical, and you have all the skills you need to do this. We all agreed on that at the beginning of the call, that if you made it to this webinar, you have all the skills you need to do this. So what are you going to need? Well, you're going to need an autoresponder. There are many out there. Which one's best? The one you use. Okay, I repeat, which one's best? The one you use. And I do encourage you to just use one. I actually have all of those autoresponders you see here: Aweber, GetResponse, Response Magic, Traffic Wave, GVO, Pure Leverage. I have lists in all of them only because they grew over time. So I started out with GetResponse, and then Traffic Wave came along, and then I was in programs that used Aweber, so I had an Aweber account. I was in programs that used Response Magic, so I had a Response Magic account, and every time I have an account, I build a list. So they're all over the place. I have found that to be an advantage, though. It really is an advantage. It allows me to do a little bit of different marketing and do a little bit of different testing in different areas. But the truth of the matter is, you just need to have an autoresponder. Now, our recommended autoresponder is GVO or Pure Leverage. So it is what we recommend through our Contact List Builder program, although our program does allow you to enter whichever autoresponder you're using. Our recommendation is GVO for its price and its simplicity, and it is improving. It's getting better every with what Joel's at GVO and Pure Leverage. So you need an autoresponder set up with emails. How many of you, that's the area you get really bummed down at, is I don't even know how to write an autoresponder email. What am I supposed to talk about? Put your hand up. I'm going to show you today how to make this so simple your head will spin. Okay? Because the truth of the matter is, there's nothing hard about an autoresponder. Okay, if there's anybody out there that teaches sales training, please put your earplugs in right now. And if anybody's listening to this replay and they're sales people, don't listen to this. Okay? You don't need to be a sales copywriter. You don't need to write good sales copy for your autoresponder for your people to respond. They may respond to those sales letters coming from you. Now, what I have found, because I've used those sales letters, and I rarely get response from them because people know me. And so they don't expect those from me. So when I email them and I recommend something and I ask them to have a look at something because it's working for me, because that's usually what happens, yes, I usually recommend things that are working for me. Chad says it takes me an hour just up with a stick line sometimes, and you know what? It doesn't need to. It doesn't need to. You guys are making it too hard, because I'm talking about your personal list here where people are going to get to know, like, and trust you, where you're going to share what's working for you. You are not going to sell these people. You're not going to sell them on products and services. You're going to introduce them to products and services that are working for you that may work for them. And you're going to spend time getting to know your prospects and contacts in gentle ways. Okay? This is a different way of marketing. I'm not saying don't use your sales letters. By all means, if you write good sales copy, use them. Sales copy is not everyone's forte by any means. Now, you need a lead capture page. Far too often on the internet, I see people promoting their affiliate page. So whatever your business or product or service, on the internet, if you're looking to use the internet to get leads, You need to be using a lead capture page. End of. Okay? I just want to make sure that everybody here really, really gets that. That if you want to make money on the internet, don't be advertising your affiliate page. You want to advertise a lead capture page, build your list, feed them to that affiliate program from your list. Yes? Yeah, natural conversation message. Works much better for me, Vince. So when you're advertising on the internet, you always want to be sending people to your lead capture page, unless they're already on your list. I mean, if you're sending to a group somewhere and they're already on your list, then that's different. You could be sending them to the direct message. There's different aspects of this, but I'm talking about advertising online. Now, there's different ways to make a lead capture page. You can use your own HTML. There are 1,000,001 lead capture pages sources out there, and I know that many of you use different ones. If I asked capture source do you use, I bet you there'd be 10 different ones in the text chat. We use Ad Creator. I have a relationship with Barbara who runs Ad Creator, and excuse me for a minute. Calgary winters. I have a good working relationship with Barbara, who owns and manages Ad Creator, so that's why we use it. We have a special offer. Our contact list builder members, they can get an upgraded membership for half price at $10 a month. And we use Ad Creator a lot at CLB. I have lots of lead capture pages out there. I love how easy it is to use. I can go in and quickly throw a lead capture page together without much effort. I can make it shareable for all my members, so they just have to click, copy a few things, and off they go. And it's a very effective way to build a list. It's working very well for our team. So let's talk a little bit, the hardest part of all of this for everyone. Yes, setting up your campaign. Now, setting up your campaign, every autoresponder is different. Maurice is saying we should advertise, not sell. You should recommend. Let's change the word to recommend. You're recommending that people use things that you're using. You're recommending that people use things that work for you. You're recommending things that give you excitement. I got really excited about this, and I thought you'd be excited too. Does that make sense? Now, on the internet, we're advertising, but my advertising is kind of separate. My advertising to list is my emails to my subscribers. I'm simply sharing information. I want people to come and have a look at things that I'm doing. Now, I advertise a lot on the internet. I use my name on the internet, as you guys all very well know. Most lead capture pages that I'm using out there have my name and my picture on them, which is what we teach at CLB, and I truly believe that's important. Now, nothing here requires a lot of skill. If you're a member at Contact List Builder, we have a done-for-you system. Like, we do it. You copy the code and off you go. Creating your form is mechanical. Adding it to your lead capture page, now you have to have a few skills. However, it's still copy-paste. So let's talk about the worst part of all of this, setting up your autoresponder. Okay, so first you have to create your list or your campaign. It's different in every autoresponder. I'm just curious, which autoresponder do you guys use primarily? What's your primary autoresponder on the internet here today? I would like to hear from all of you, whether it's GBO, Peer Leverage, GetResponse, Aweber. I'm just curious who's using what these days. So you got to set up your autoresponder campaign, and then you're going to create follow-up messages for that campaign. This is where y'all get hung up. All right? And seriously, okay, it's so simple. All right, it's so simple. So Thomas, just to clarify, ListWire, I think, is an autoresponder. Power Lead System is not. That's not really an autoresponder system. You have to attach it to an autoresponder, usually Aweber. That's right, Marie. So in your emails that you're going to set, your first email is a welcome. Now, if your capture page is giving away a free report, then your first email is going to give them the link to that report. If it's just get on my list, I invite people to get on my list so they can get my list building tips and strategies. So it really depends on what your follow-up is. So my follow-up is usually welcoming them, giving them whatever it is I offer for free, and giving them my contact information so they know how to contact me. My Skype, which is my favorite method of connection, my phone number. I want to make sure that they're able to connect with me. Then create a series of emails to bring them through everything I'm doing. So I'm going to recommend my blog posts. I'm going to recommend that they have a look at Contact List Builder. I'm going to recommend they look at GVO. I'm going to recommend they consider upgrading at Pure Leverage. I'm going to recommend that they use Ad Creator. I'm going to recommend that they use Tracker.me. And I'll write an email that says, this is a tracker I'm using, and it's working very well for me. I can check my stats. I find it very effective. It's the support is excellent, and tracking is really, really important. So I encourage you to have a look. Now, for the most part, for most programs that I'm involved in, I'll write a blog post about the program. This is where it gets confusing because we talk about your blog, and Don mentioned on his talk about, when you're curating content on your blog, and I was talking with Steve about this the other day, your blog is really about you and your passion and what gets you excited, what gets you moving every day, what gets you out of bed, what makes you happy. Is it the crafts that you do on the side? I've been starting to do some painting. I really like it. I enjoy reading. I'm a little bit addicted to, so I have to work at doing other things that I enjoy too. Otherwise, I sit here far too long. And so I have to have variety, and so I give myself variety on purpose, and I take the time to do that. But you have to find out what gets you excited. Now, on my blog, this is what gets everybody confused, because one of the things that really gets me excited is internet marketing and teaching all of this to you guys and sharing programs that I use. I love learning about new programs and using them and finding programs that work and writing reviews about them, showing you how to use them. You guys all see my blog posts, right? So here's where the confusion happens, because I teach you to create your own blog so that you can start branding you so people can get to know, like, and trust you. And you think you have to write a blog post and do blog reviews and what have you about programs, and maybe you're not very good at that. Maybe that's not something you like doing. Maybe you're excited about knitting. Maybe you're excited about cars. Maybe you're excited about hot rods. Maybe you're excited about flying. Maybe you're excited about vacationing. Maybe you're excited about sports. Whatever, you're excited about acting. Maybe you're excited about politics. That's what you're going to blog about. And like Don said, on your blog, on the sidebar, is going to be the advertisements for the programs you're doing, and at the top is going to be a place for visitors to subscribe to your list. Now, how do they work together? Well, you're out there advertising your lead capture page to build your list, and as you write blog posts, you're going to send it to your list. You're going to add it as an autoresponder, you're going to send it to your list, right? You have to have a list to send your blog to, but your blog is also going to be shared on LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, any other social networks you're using. Wherever you can, you're going to share your blog post. And so when strangers from Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and all those other social networks come to your blog, you want them to subscribe to your list. So does that make sense? And then once they subscribe to your list, they will start to get your follow-ups recommending the products and services that you're using. Is this starting to make sense? You go, Vince, if space and Mars is what gets you excited, that's what you write about on your blog. And then on the right-hand side in the widgets, you're going to put banners that are going to take them to the programs that you're involved in. Is this starting to make sense? Are you starting to see how the autoresponder doesn't have to be scary, and how it can just simply educate your subscribers, and eventually they're going to connect with you? This is how I'm able to do what I love. I get to write about what I love doing, and the ads over there on the right-hand side are what allow me to do what I love, because I get lots of traffic to my website, because there's lots of people interested in my hobby about Mars and space. A lot of people interested in space and sci-fi. Trust me, there are lots. There's lots of people interested in motivation, in the universe, there's lots of people interested in crafts. There's lots of people interested in whatever you're interested in. Trust me. Whatever you're interested in, there are people interested in it. And so if you focus on what you're interested in, you're going to attract people who are also interested in it. And aren't those the people you want to work with? Wouldn't you love to have someone that you have common interests in get excited about your business and they think, hey, you know what, I'd love to get into this internet marketing stuff and you seem pretty cool. I really enjoy the information. I'd love to work with you. Doesn't it just make sense? So let's have a look at the different autoresponders very quickly here. So here's GVO. You'll see that here that in GVO, when you come into your back office, right, you're going to click on the campaign area of your autoresponder and you can add a campaign. Now the one thing I need to tell you, and this is the same in every autoresponder, when you're working on that autoresponder, right, because I have many, I probably have about 30 or 40 different lists in here from all my teaching and training. This is a drop-down in GVO that will list all of your campaigns, and so you have to make sure that it's active here before you start adding messages or creating forms. Does that make sense? So in Aweber, same thing. Here's my current list. You see it, whoops. It will list it right here. This is my drop-down menu of all the lists I have in Aweber. I can create a broadcast email to send to my list. I can check my subscribers. I can create a sign-up form, or I can create a new list. Then we have Get Response, same thing. Up here, and I have my messages, my contacts, and here's my drop-down menu for Get Response. So if I want to work on my follow-up messages or create a new opt-in form, I need to select my autoresponder list, my campaign, from the drop-down menu. Here's Response Magic, same thing. Here's my Manage Lists. So right here, it is a drop-down menu of all the lists that I have in Response Magic. So same thing. I want to click on that, and then it activates and look at my contacts or change my autoresponder messages. So each one's a little different. They all have the same functionality. Now, Traffic Wave is different than anything out there. It has a very high deliverability rate, and it's probably the hardest to set up. It is the most complicated. It makes no sense to me. It's not like anything else out there, and you really have to think about it before you get it to work. There is an obvious link here that says autoresponder, and you do set up a campaign, right? So here's your campaign manager. But to send a broadcast in Traffic Wave is awkward, not the same as any other program, and setting up your messages is different. So it's very high functioning and very high returns. People do very high deliverability, awkward to set up. All right? But if you're using it, it's a great autoresponder. All of these are great autoresponders. The secret is using it consistently. Now you need to create an opt-in form. This can be a little confusing. It doesn't need to be. And Maurice, I need to talk to you after the call because I checked your lead capture page and we've got some errors in your follow-up messages that we need to correct. So just as a segue there, Maurice, I'm glad you're here. Connect with me on Skype after the call because we need to fix that, and I'd be happy to go in and fix that for you. Okay? So creating an opt-in form is easy in any of these autoresponders, and I highly recommend that you ask for a phone number, Skype ID, on all of your opt forms. At minimum, a Skype ID. I love to get people's Skype IDs when I add them to Skype, and I like to ask for both Skype and phone number so that I can phone them. So that when they subscribe to my list, I can follow up and say, hey, I see you went to my lead capture page and subscribed. Pardon me. I think there's only... Thanks for subscribing to my list to get what it is they subscribed for. And just say I'm here to answer any questions you might have. Very simple. Now you might need to set up custom fields to add Skype or phone number. Skype is not usually automatic on any of the autoresponders, although the phone number is usually something you can add automatically. All right. Depends on the autoresponder. In GVO, you need to add it as a custom field. So you add 2 fields for phone and Skype, and then when you create your form, those field options are there. So you just select them. Copy the code, and then you put the code on your lead capture page. If you're with Contact List Builder, we make this very simple for you. It's just a code you're going to use, and you copy and paste. Really, all of this is very simple. It can be complicated if you're new at this. There's steps you need to follow. Unfortunately, Maurice, you set up that one campaign before I got it all set up automatically, and so there's a lot of things that need to be edited in that system to make it work properly, to see you lose signups in a system that's not working yet. Okay, so we'll get that fixed. Yeah, even if you're not new, this can be the tricky part. Okay. Again, we make it easy. It doesn't have to be tricky. All you need to have is a mouse. You need to be able to follow directions, and you need to just do it. Now, here's where the challenge is staying focused long enough to get through the instructions, because you tend to get distracted everywhere. Joan says, I have a mental block when it comes to setting this up. Well, if you keep telling yourself that, Joan, you're going to continue to have that mental block. There's nothing, if you go and follow my blog post, it takes about 2 seconds to set up a lead capture page with emails that are already done for you. You know what the challenge is, Joan? It's not a block. The blockage is that you get bored in the setup, distracted. You start following it. You get a little bit going. Wherever you go, there's distractions, and so you get distracted. Or a phone call comes in, and so then you get distracted with that. Or somebody else comes in, you're not alone, Joan. Okay, you are so not alone. Oh my goodness, you are so not alone. How many of you feel that you have a mental block when it comes to setting all this up? That you keep looking at the instructions and it just doesn't make sense to you? I know Maurice was there, right, Maurice? Yeah, that's right, Maurice. You just have to keep saying, I can handle this. So I had a real problem understanding problem solving in school. I think it's just something I have always had a problem with this. Well, there's no problem solving here, Joan. So Joan, are you able to copy and paste and use your mouse? I know you can read. So stop making, who here is ready to stop making excuses? Because boy, you guys have the best excuses. I'm really not very good at this. I'm not very good at that. I'm really not very good at this. I keep making a mistake. I keep getting off track. And I'm really not very good at this. That's the worst excuse on the planet, Peter. The worst excuse on the planet. Stop imitating me, Steve. Guys, I gotta tell you, right? Change your mindset. This stuff is not hard. So those of you who have followed our instructions and set up an autoresponder and set up your lead capture page, is there anything in there that is hard? Well, and you know what, Joan? Again, that's another excuse. We need to get you through there step by step, Joan, because it's just responder. You can follow the rest of the instructions. Okay, so here's what I'm hearing. I can't follow any instructions. I get confused. You're not alone, Joan. You are not alone. Okay, but thank you for letting me pick on you. I love you. That was not a Raz. How about that? Is that better, Raspberry? All right. The opt-in form can be confusing. Listen, for any of you out there, all right, if you're challenged at this, stop it. Right now, contact me on Skype. I will do it for you. 5 minutes is all it takes me to set up an autoresponder and a lead capture page. I can set up a whole blog in half an hour with an autoresponder, an opt-in form, and everything. So I can do an autoresponder and a lead capture page in about 5 minutes, maybe 10. So if you're stuck and you can't figure it out, then you connect with me and I will make it happen for you, because these excuses are crazy, because you can't do it. You've never done it before and I can't understand it. I don't know what that means. So here's where you're going to be putting your forms. Here's my blog. I have some beautifully curated content on my blog, thanks to my wonderful husband, who's so good at this. And I have My opt-in form where I encourage people to get my list building strategies, my tips and strategies. That's one way to get people on my form, is just sending them to my blog to listen to my info. Now here's another way to make a capture page on my blog. I simply made a page that doesn't have a sidebar and put a form on it. Very simple. Now this is a lead capture page that I have made shareable. It's through Ad Creator. And through Contact List Builder, I show our members how to come into Ad Creator and how to edit this page. So they click on the autoresponder form here, put in their own autoresponder form. They click on the words here, right here, and they put their name. They click on this picture and they put their picture. They click on this text and they put their name for Skype. So this is one of our Contact List Builder pages that we offer for our members. Here's another one. These all work very well, by the way. All these capture pages I have here work very, very well. On this one, it's even easier. You just change your form. Whoops. You just change your form and the picture and your name. All right, so there's no text on here to change other than on your name and your picture. And all you do is you just, when you click on the form here, it brings up an area where you can go in and change that. All of these are shared codes, one for the Legends Network, different opt-in form, you notice. So this is a form from, I think, AWeber. Yes, I think this is an AWeber one. So this is another lead capture page I made in Ad Creator. I love Ad Creator. You can see how unique it is. Here's my latest lead capture page I've made for our members, and you'll notice here that all they have to change is right there, the opt-in form right here, their name. Here, they're going to click on this and they're going to change their picture and they're going to put their name here. And Chad hit the nail on the head earlier. This, my friends, is what is called branding. So imagine this website with your picture on it, your name. Same words, people are still encouraged by it, they still want to leave their information. But imagine it, they're seeing your name. They start to get familiar with you. That's what your lead capture page is all about. So now that you've got your lead capture page done, you need to generate leads. Again, this is not magic. Okay, so you get it set up, now you have to advertise. Well, I'm going to tell you that the fastest way to get subscribers is to use solo ads. So I do encourage you, if you intend to do internet marketing in any shape or form, the first thing you need to do is get a lead capture page set up and then purchase a solo ad. You need to have a budget. Safe lists are also effective. If you are already a member of Safe Lists, use them. I get subscribers from there all the time, trust me. They're highly effective. Use them. But if you've never used Safe Lists or traffic exchanges before, it's not an avenue you want to jump into lightly. Get in touch with me. We have a process that we can teach you and show you how to use those programs. Highly recommend solo ads to get you started out of the gate as quick as a bunny. Okay, it's the best way. Facebook, got to tell you guys, our group has been working with a new program, and we've been using a strategy on Facebook that is working like nothing's ever worked before. Connecting to people, they're getting people to sign up, but you know what? The same strategy works, and it's all about actually doing it. So what it is that on Facebook, you're going to go on Facebook and depending what your program is, you simply ask a question of your friends. So you're going to click on their name and you're going to click on message and you're going to send them a message that says, "Hey Mary, I wondered if anybody has approached you about XYZ. That's it. Then you send them to your lead capture page so they can learn about what it is that you're in. Does that make sense? So you're going to go to Facebook, you're going to go to your list of friends, and if you don't have friends, then start adding some friends, and you're going to ask them, has anyone approached you about XYZ promoting? Our simple messages, has anyone approached you about that $18 program? Man, that's working great. It really is. It's working great. It got Chad in my business. That's why we're working together, isn't it, Chad? And we're having fun doing it. But you need traffic, right? Setting up your lead capture page is easy. Don't tell me you can't do it. Don't tell me you can't understand it. Don't tell me you can't do anything, because anybody can do this. And if you are unable to make it work, if you're unable to understand, then the solution is you get in touch with me on Skype and I'll make it happen for you. So there's no excuse here. This is the no excuse zone. Next week, we're going to talk more about how to make contact, how to follow up. We're going to go in depth here about doing a personal follow-up, making contact, having conversations. I've had more conversations a week than I've had in a very long time here on the internet. How about the rest of you? Those that are following me, I mean, it's crazy. I've got people approaching me from all over. I'm attracting it. I'm looking for it. I want to talk to people. I want to find out what people are doing. I had a woman that asked me if I had time to talk on Skype. I love Skype because we can have a conversation. We can be live. And she started asking me all these questions, and I thought, well, I feel like I'm being interviewed. She was a coach. Her questions were all like, it was just very obvious, but awesome. She was asking really good questions. It gave me lots of insight as well. Don't be afraid to give your prospects a call. Remember, if somebody fills out a form on your website, they have seen your picture, and they know your name. If they've left their phone number, they're interested in having you phone them. So imagine if they phone you, or if you phone them and you say, hey, Mary, thanks for filling out the form. I just wanted to connect, let you know I'm a real person, and see if there's anything I can do to help you. Did you get my follow-up email? You're not talking to a stranger. You're talking to someone who came to you. It's not a cold call. So how are you guys feeling about setting up your lead capture pages now? Do you feel more comfortable about it? Do you understand the process that you have to set up your autoresponder, which is not hard? Stop making it hard. And you really, to get started, you don't need to have a series of 10 or 12 or 100 emails. You just need one. All you need is a welcome email. I repeat, all you need is a welcome email. The rest can come later. Got to get your opt-in form on a lead capture page, and then advertise. And then the magic happens when you start to follow up, when you start to get people on that list and you start mastering that art. And that art, my friends, may take time to learn. Don't give up. Keep feeding your list, feed your funnel, keep feeding it, keep feeding it, keep feeding it, keep doing what you're doing, keep better at it, because magic will happen, I promise you. Your list is everything. Treat it like gold. And if you're still confused, not sure where to go, come and visit us at the Contact List Builder, and we will help you step by step understand how to do all of these. But if you took something away from today, if you got a little tidbit or a little aha moment or a little I can do this moment, how many of you are feeling more comfortable that you actually can do this? Anybody? Anybody here feeling a little more like, okay, yeah, I feel better. I think I can do it. You know, go write a blog post about it. Say, you know, I learned something today, and I've been afraid about doing this, and I've never really had results. But after today's call, I really feel like I can do this. Write a blog post. Tell your friends, I can do it, and then do it. You know, then do it. But you guys, Monday to Friday, we're here at the Morning Motivator to help inspire and motivate you to be the best you can be in whatever you do. To find your happy, to be happy no matter what. To just be happy, because that's what life is all about. And we're having a lot of fun Monday to Friday. Those who came on Friday got to listen to a special video for an hour, which was awesome. We've been studying and doing the experiments in E Cubed by Pam Grout, and we have a lot of fun Monday to Friday, and we're changing lives, which is the most important part of all of it. We're teaching people to be happy. And by being happy, we're changing lives. Please join us next week. We're going to talk about how to make contact online. It's going to be a great call. You're going to learn some strategies to connect with real people, to get people connecting with you, and to grow your business. So make sure you're back here. Thank you all for being here. Oop, went too far. We're all right at the top of the hour. Those calls aren't, I don't know if they're going on right now. But if you guys need, I'm going to be here all day today. I am focused on connecting with people. I'm going to be on Facebook quite a bit, so do watch for me there. And if there's anything I can do for you, if your business is not growing the way you want it to grow, if your list is not growing, if you're not able to figure this out, please, my Skype ID is Janet Legere. Don't make this mistake ever again. Don't be left alone in the dark, because there's no dark here. We are a community of people who want to help you. Let us. I want to help you. I want to help you get over those hurdles. I want you to say, I can do it, and then I want you to do it. You guys are awesome. I look forward to seeing you next week. It's going to be a lot of fun learning how to make contact with all those people you're going to connect with this week. Have a great week, everyone, and enjoy the show. See you next time.